Now what I always do is look at your guide and find the part that you need to remove. For example, on this particular pedal, I need to remove that resistor and change it. This is just for an example. So I'll find the solder tabs that it's going to, kind of give them a little mark so I can find them easily. And we'll use desoldering braid here, and my iron is looks like a 25-watt Weller, and it's something you can commonly find at like a Home Depot or something like that. It's pretty inexpensive, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, what we're going to do, put the iron on, hot iron of course, on the solder tab there. Heat it up for just about a second or two, and then I actually put the wick against it, put my soldering iron on the wick to draw the solder up onto the wick. And you should only leave it there for, one or 2 seconds, not for very long, or you can ruin the part. And it comes out. Ooh, that's hot. It comes out, and that's what it looks like basically. So we'll put the new part in, and you can kind of see how I've bent the leads out on the new part just a little bit, just to hold it in place. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing I did with the braid, but a little different. And I'm going to hold the tip on there for just a second, and then I touch the solder onto the part, not onto the iron, but actually I hold the iron on the part, and then I touch the solder tab with my solder. That way I want my iron to touch the solder, the tab and the part at the same time. I want it to touch both. And then I hold it there for just a second, and then I take my solder and I just kind of touch it right on the joint, and the heat draws it all up on to where it needs to go. And that's what a proper joint looks like. You don't want a big glob, like for example, if you use too thick a solder, it's real easy to get a great big blob like that. And you don't want that. Absolutely no. That can break real easy or crack, and pop it, and it'll make your pedal pop and crack and make funny noises and bad stuff. So don't do that. You saw what I did when I got too much solder on there. I just took my braid and just sucked up a little bit of it, reheated the joint, and it's good as new. And it's that simple. Alright, after everything's good, just take your nippers, nip it off close to the joint, about like so, and that'll work perfectly. Now let's say for instance that whenever you put your new part in, or you take your old one out, you find out that you accidentally lifted the solder pad up. That's actually a pretty easy problem to fix. Let's say it was this one right here. Now I don't want to tear my customer's pedal up, but let's say it was this one right here, and this pad was lifted up and your new part was in. All you'd have to do is just follow this trace to the next part, and you could run your leg, make sure you don't touch anything else, you could run it from here to the next part and just solder in, as best you could. You could also just scratch some of this green off. It'll be copper underneath. Just scratch it off real good, and then you'll be able to solder right to it.